Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out as a counter game to the highly hyped and anticipated Modern Warfare 2, but does it really live up to this counter title? To figure this out, we'll pin up all the two games' major aspects against each other: the campaign, graphics, game mechanics, and the community, along with the glitches and any other knickknacks. All the info and opinions in this are not only from me and my quote-unquote bias, but also from the opinions and info from the gaming community. A quick side note is that most of the info here pertains to the Russian mode in Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Team Deathmatch in Modern Warfare 2. Let's first hit up the campaign. Both of the campaign's writing or story is very similar. They both consist of a Russian attack and a weapon of mass destruction. Not very original. And they both consist of you and your squad basically trying to stop these two things and save America. Modern Warfare 2 has a strong advantage in its single-player campaign because of its depth. Bad Company's campaign sadly does not have a nearly in-depth story or have any very in-depth characters at all. The characters are always goofy but never very funny, and you never feel like you need them or really even care about them. They do add some company and fun to the game, but I would rather see a 4-player co-op instead, when I don't feel like Modern Warfare 2 needs this at all. I felt like I always knew what was going on in Modern Warfare 2, and I actually was interested in what was going on, rather than Battlefield. Battlefield also doesn't feel like it has any eventful moments. It's basically rushing and shooting or defending an area rather than doing more creative events. Modern Warfare 2 is similar in this way, but it does have more creative events. I cared more about the set pieces that were placed in this game. Modern Warfare 2 wins here for its more eventful campaign and deeper story. Today's graphics and games very much differ from others through style and detail. The same goes for these two games. Modern Warfare 2 took the more realistic approach, while Battlefield took the more cartoony game-like style. This gives Modern Warfare 2 a slight advantage because of the fact that the majority of the community respects the style and enjoys it more. It also leaves more room for the detail and design, while the cartoony art style almost seems like a cheap way out of really working on the art. Not only does it kind of feel like Bad Company cheaped out, but it also feels like they didn't develop enough maps. The maps are good for what they are and long for what they are, but I would have loved to see a few more rather than having me pay for them in the long run, which they will. Now, let's move on to Call of Duty, a game that took a more realistic approach. This game has many more maps, many different types of lands and environments. It also works really well with lighting, character models, and detail. Don't get me wrong about Battlefield's graphics, though. They do more than hold up with next-gen graphics. They are nice, especially how the destruction looks and how long the maps are. It just doesn't stand up very high against a game with amazing gun designs, lighting, originality, and the fact that they went with one of the hardest styles and succeeded at that. Modern Warfare 2 gets a point in the graphics section. Here's the big boy. Online game mechanics is the thing that makes you want to consistently come back for more. It's the category that decides if a game is annoying or fun, if the game is realistic or fake, most importantly, if the game is a good all-around game. And this is why I think the online game mechanics is worth 2 points instead of 1. Let's start with the reward system. Modern Warfare 2's reward system seems simple compared to Battlefield's. You earn guns from kills, you earn attachments for that gun through kills, and the same goes with perks. That's the basic idea for the game reward system, and it's all nice, but Battlefield took it to a whole other level. In Battlefield, you win XP for just about anything that helps your team: planting bombs, spotting enemies, healing your team, and pretty much anything else you can think of, along with, simply killing people. But what really makes this game different is the variety of items and weapons you can obtain. You can obtain all kinds of objects. For example, the Mortar Strike, which is a version of that strike that's targeted through glasses, or maybe the simple repair tool fits your fancy. This item allows you to repair or to take apart vehicles. They also have neat add-ons for the weapons like the spotter, which goes in sniper rifles. When you aim at an enemy, it reveals their location. The fact of the matter is, they simply put a bit more thought into the whole upgrade class system. This to me feels very cool. Now let's move on to how the games play. Modern Warfare 2 plays as a game where you can go around as a solo man killing people from behind with whatever weapon you choose. But the sad part is it forces you to pretty much kill people from behind because the weapons aren't very equal. Where Battlefield 2 makes you use the weapon you choose as it is made to be used, and it also forces you to work with your team. How this is accomplished is mainly because of the map structure and the spawn system. The map structure in Battlefield is very narrow, while in Modern Warfare 2, it's more like squares and circles, allowing players to go wherever they choose, which is usually some camping spot or a glitch. The enemy is not able to go to the rusher's base in Battlefield, which makes the game a little less spawn trap proof. This is good because not the same can be said about Call of Duty. Now, what I can say good about Call of Duty is the game is much more competitive. I don't feel nearly as bad when I die in Battlefield than when I die in Modern Warfare 2, which makes me care a bit more. Modern Warfare 2 is also much more hardcore in a way. You have to be more accurate, less predictable, and more choosy of your weapons. I still feel that Battlefield wins this part for things like the fact that you feel like you are shooting bullets rather than lasers, meaning the bullets actually take things like physics into account, like gravity and distance time. Also, the fact that it has things like vehicles, gadgets, cool add-ons you can switch out while in game. The weapons don't feel overpowered than other weapons, like in Call of Duty. Constant action, a destructive environment, and the simple fact that the game is much more fun than frustrating. So 2 points goes straight to Battlefield, and let's hit up the least important part: community glitches and knickknacks. Now we're gonna hit up the glitches, community, and knickknacks. The community between the two games aren't even remotely the same, as Modern Warfare 2's community mainly consists of loud and obnoxious people that likes to force you to listen to. The Battlefield's community doesn't seem to have this problem at all. Maybe it does. Doesn't really matter though, because you can join a party in Battlefield. Unlike Call of Duty, I'm sorry, but what the fuck were they thinking? It would lower boosting rates, or perhaps they wanted you to pull your hair out listening to a 5-year-old sing Miley Cyrus. Oh well, what a perfect segue. Call of Duty's boosting glitches makes this game feel like a game that they never even tested. How is it that someone can find a glitch for a game every other day when they had more money to spend in this game than most people make in their whole lives? Then the only approach they took to stopping boosting is to make it so you can't join parties? I mean, what? Well, they did accomplish in making me want to kill them for forcing me to mute every single person I find. Good thing Bad Company thought for a second when making their game and said, oh well, instead of forcing people to talk to each other, we're going to make it convenient for players with, a party system like that was placed on the Xbox. They also make it so you can join squads that completely separates you from the rest of your team chat-wise. And this was a wise decision. Another thing, Battlefield doesn't even leave room for glitches. Or at least I haven't noticed them, because perhaps they played their game a little bit before releasing it. Battlefield wins this section. I mean, what the hell was Call of Duty thinking? What is tactical insertion? What? They didn't think that is the perfect device for boosters? Now we come to a verdict. Battlefield won 3 out of the 5 points that could have been earned, while Modern Warfare 2 won 2 out of the 5, giving Battlefield the victory. The two games have their good sides, but Battlefield's game engine is just so much more fun and unique compared to Call of Duty's. Of course, I would buy them both, but Battlefield is just the better of the two. Modern Warfare 2 worked on their problems and took the community's word to heart. I would have given them a tie, but they don't, leaving for the final time Battlefield Bad Company 2 as the winner. If you liked my comparison, my versus video, please rate the video. If you think I'm cool, please subscribe. I love doing these videos. And if you have any suggestions for new videos or anything to say at all, please comment below. And hope to see you guys later. If you want to be a really cool guy, favorite the video. It means the world to me, guys. Thanks for watching, and tell me what you think about the two games. They're both very controversial games right now. They're both very popular too. So I'm sure people have their opinions on them both differently. Alright, see you guys later.